Good to see you. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Great to see you. Happy Wednesday. So good to see you. I'm sorry I'm in a little darker room today. I'm actually in Northern California today. Just finished a 5K training yesterday, and I've got some pictures to share with y'all about our 5K. So proud of you guys. How many of you were able to join us? Raise your hand to the 5K that we did. Wasn't that a blast? So much fun. Oh my gosh. Hey, just a big round of applause to our Lacers team for pulling that off. It was what a great time. Beautiful weather, spectacular time together. I've got some great pictures I want to share with you guys. So it's so glad to see you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Crystal, I didn't know if you wanted to share anything from your end, kid, before we dive in.
No, not at this time. We are, Alejandra and I were we're considering maybe El Dorado Park for the next 5K, or we may do Lacey Park again. But El Dorado Park is really nice. There's a lake um, that's in the middle of the park. It's very nice. It's not too far I think it's near Long Beach. Have you ever
Okay.
been there?
I have
No.
not.
Yeah.
Is that the one for the November 5K?
Yeah.
Okay.
hmm Yeah, so
I
we're considering El Dorado Park or Lacey Park again.
well, I got to tell
So,
you.
so just stay tuned for
Sorry,
that.
Crystal. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I was just going to share with you guys. So I was so impressed with Lacey Park that that Saturday I said to my wife, I said, let's go take a drive. We're going to go to Lacey Park. So we went out, we had breakfast out there, and then we went into Lacey Park and we took our dog. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. She said, this is the best park I've ever seen. And I mean, it is absolutely spectacular. It's so beautiful. So we had a nice little walk. It was really nice to be out there. But welcome, guys. Thanks so much for being here today. Excited to share with you. We're going to be talking about going from sitting to strong. And I think this is a perfect conversation. Catherine, I don't even want to share with everybody. Catherine had a little spill. Unfortunately, she hurt her leg and she's okay. Catherine, I'll let you share with everybody, right?
Yeah, so I fractured and ankle bone. I think they called it the fibula. And so the
Yeah.
last time that I was able to walk and do stuff was a while I was at the 5K with all of you. And I wish I would have taken advantage more of walking because having a fractured bone is uh I really can't walk much and it's very hard and and you want to be active and do things like that and it's very hard when you can't do anything. But I'm recovering, so hopefully I'll be back to doing walking, like hikes and in no time. So I'm gonna enjoy this class and move slowly and hopefully my foot will get better.
Absolutely. It will. We were talking to Catherine before our call, you guys, and it's kind of like experiencing the aging process in like immediately, like you can't move in a sense, right? There's some things that you're limited in. And I was telling Catherine, there's definitely some things that we can do, and I'm gonna share them with all of you that it really is poignant. It's good timing, Catherine. We're talking about sitting. How do we go from being sedentary to being strong? And that's going to be our focus today. Sound good? So we'll dive in, guys. But again, thank you so much to our Lacers team for the 5K event. It was spectacular. All the work you guys put into that. It was so much fun just to be with everybody and hang out. So in fact, why don't we start with a few pictures here? I've got some pics I want to share with you guys. Like I said, it was a magical day. It was so beautiful out. Started off here. I mean, I don't even know how many folks were there, guys. Do we have a final total of how many people came? It felt like 70, 60, 70, 80, maybe. I don't
I
know.
feel like probably had like 70, like over 70 guests come or members.
It was amazing. It was so awesome. So we started off the day with everybody just enjoying, obviously some pre-walk snacks and also just touring around, getting to know each other. I love this picture of most of our Lacer staff hanging out. Darnell there in the front, right? And it was just, again, a magical day. And if you've never been to Lacey Park, I would highly recommend just going there, taking a little walk. It's such a beautiful location. Love this picture. This is pre-walk. This is before we got our 5K in. And what's really cool, you guys, is that we're training for November. Like November is going to be here before we know it. I know summer's just coming, but it will literally be here before we know it. So wouldn't it be amazing? I think that's 6 months, right? Is that right? We've got, well, basically June, July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, 6 months roughly. What if we dedicate ourselves for the next 6 months to consistently be walking, moving, less sitting? What impact could that have on us when we get together for our next 5K, which will be in November? I love this picture. So this was the group that I was leading. We had an opportunity to go to the Rose Garden. And this is the most beautiful rose garden I've ever seen. And this is in Lacey Park. You just go off the road a little bit. And we had everybody come over to the rose garden and take a moment to smell the roses. It was just beautiful. I mean, what a gorgeous, gorgeous setting there. So we have a few of you that actually are in class that were able to be a part of that. Again, after we had a wonderful lunch together and hung out. And what I loved about it, you guys, were the stories that we heard afterwards. We had folks come up and share, how they have not only been inspired by some of the classes that we've been doing, but also by each other. They've really been inspired to start, going from being a walker to a fast walker to some folks that are jogging. That's amazing. Some folks are doing 5Ks, they're doing half marathons, they're doing marathons. It's really inspiring. We got to hear from a number of folks. There's another picture. I love this. We had such a great time. So yeah, I see all your smiling faces there. It's really, really fun. And more pictures. Maybe next time we'll have even more people come out. So put it on your calendar, guys. November. I love this picture. I absolutely love this picture. So cute, these guys. Yeah, it's awesome. But November, oh, that says October. It's November 18th, if I'm not mistaken, right, guys? November 18th, I believe, is the date of our next one. Not October, so that's an 11. Should be an
Yes, it
11.
is. It's November.
Yeah, so put that on your calendars now, guys. Please block it out. We'd love to see you there. And like I said, we're going to start training now for that. That's one of the things that we really want to be able to help everybody with. So let's dive in, guys. And I love this picture. This is, another group that we worked with. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to get across that finish line and go from sitting to stronger. And no better way to do that, guys, than to go ahead and stand up. Not you, Catherine. I'm going to have you stay seated. Okay. So, but Catherine, all of the arm movements you're going to be able to do with us. So let's go ahead and stand up. We're going to begin by doing our joy workout, which is, obviously we all love this movement, but let me get my screen sharing here and we will dive into that. Hang on, guys. Yeah, so I'd love for you to just make sure that you're able to move freely. Make sure that you're obviously in a place that you can move freely. Okay, hang on, guys. Give me a thumbs up to make sure that you can see everything. That's going to be the goal. Hang on.
Okay.
Can you see that smiley face on the screen, guys? Everybody give me a thumbs up if you can. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, guys, here we go. I'm going to start off just by light movement. Let's just warm up. Catherine, again, I'm just going to have you move your arms. If any of you feel like you want to do this seated, you can. That's perfectly fine. All right, guys, here we go. Nice and easy.
Ready
Just
to tap into joy?
I want you just to move your body
Let's do
freely,
this.
okay? Here we go.
We're going to start with a gesture of hope, reaching for the sky.
Here we go. Raise that right arm up
And
and down. Good.
other side, stretch
Other arm
and let go.
and down. Good job.
Keep going. Find an easy
Nice and easy. Just wake up.
palms open.
Good, guys. That's it.
Touch the sky.
Get ready. We're going to move with both
Now,
arms in a
reach
moment.
Both arms overhead.
Good job. Here we go. That's
Big
it. Bend your
breath
knees,
in.
guys, as you come up.
And release.
Good job. Inhale,
If it feels good,
exhale.
bend your knees to sit
Inhale
back
and
and
exhale. That's
rise
it.
up as you reach.
Beautiful. Good job.
This movement welcomes you into your
Nicely
body
done,
and
everybody.
connects you to the breath.
Good job, Susie. I see you outside, Susie. Here we go, guys. We're gonna go to the side. Go at your own pace. That's it, Catherine. Way to girl. Good job, Sylvia. Way to go, Susie. Good job,
And
y'all.
relax.
Well done, guys. Well done. Okay, here we go. We're gonna swing
Now,
now.
let's sway side to side.
Nice and easy. We're just gonna go side to side, guys. Just roll the
Sway
shoulder.
your shoulders.
Catherine, you can do that too, kid. Well done. That's it. Just get that. Yeah, nice and relaxed. Loosen up. Good, guys.
Sway
it.
your arms.
Sway those arms.
Sway your
Good.
hips.
That's it. That's nice and easy, guys.
This
Sway your
movement helps
hips.
you find freedom in your body and
Move
connect
freely.
to the music.
Beautiful. Good job, guys.
If
Good.
it feels good,
Nice.
move through space.
That's it. You can turn
You
around if you
turn
want to.
around,
That's it. Good
make
job.
the movement as
That's it,
big as you
Catherine.
want.
Good job. Good work. Again, just nice and freely moving, guys. Open up your body. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. Arms overhead. Good job. That's it.
And let it go.
Take a deep breath. Here we go. We're gonna bounce now. Okay, we're gonna bounce. Get ready to bounce. Like a ball. Okay.
Find the beat
Shoulders moving up and
and
down.
bounce your shoulders up and down.
Good, guys. Good, Crystal. Just wake it up. Wake that body up
Rock your feet,
and rock your feet, guys, just a little
bounce your
bit.
heels.
Good job. Good.
Try holding your hands by your side.
That's it. Catherine, you can
Pretend
do the seated kid.
skipping.
Just think about your arms right now, okay? And tap your, I think it's your left foot. Tap your left foot. 'Cause that's your, that's it. That girl. Go, Sylvia. I love it. Good job, kid. Way to go, Susie. Way to go, Pat.
To throw your
Perfect.
fists in the air.
Good job. Here we go. We're
Like
gonna
a
put our
kid
arms in the
bouncing
air.
with joy.
Get a little bouncing, guys. This is the best thing for your lymphatic system, bouncing. So good for your body. Good job, Pat. Love the smile, kid. Go, Bernadette. Bernadette, you look like you're bouncing on flowers there. I love it. Where are you? That's
Now
great.
relax.
Take a deep breath.
Take a breath.
deep breath. Well done. Okay, we're gonna
Time
shake
to
now.
let loose
We're gonna
and
shake.
shake. Shake your hands.
Shake your hands, guys.
Relax your body. Now shake out your arm.
Good job.
One at
Good
a time.
shake. Good. Left arm, right arm. Loosen
Hold
up the
out
body.
both arms at once.
Good, guys. Good job.
Shake out your leg.
Shake out that leg.
Kick it out.
Catherine, go ahead and shake out that left leg. Don't shake your right. Good job. That's it.
Try
Sylvia,
taking any
Okay, both
part of the
arms.
shape.
wake up. Good job, guys. That's it, Susie. I love it. Susie, you're in a park, I think, which is fantastic. Maybe some folks will come join you. I love it. Go, Pat. Good job, Bernadette. Love it. You guys are rocking. Good. Good job, guys. Good job. Shake it out. Shake it out.
That was great.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Good job. Okay, we're gonna jump now.
Time to jump for joy.
So just imagine, you don't have to jump, just come up with the balls of your feet.
your
Okay,
hands
come up
in
with
the
the
air.
balls of your feet.
Raise your
Good.
fists.
That's it, Catherine.
Violent
Good
up.
job, kid. That's it, sweetie. Good job.
Yeah,
Good,
fist up.
good.
And if it feels good,
Nice.
add a side to side
That's it,
bounce.
guys. Good job. You're doing great. You're doing great. Stay with it. Just warm that
Your
body up.
heel as you pull your arms down.
Good. That's
Lift
it.
your chest.
Good job, guys. Good job. You're doing
You
wonderful.
can turn it around.
If you want, you can turn. Good job. Way to go. Way to go.
If you want
Love
an
it.
extra boost, try jump.
Now, if you want to do a jumping jack, you can, but Catherine, I'm going to have you use your arms. Good job. If you want, you can just step out with one foot. You don't have to bounce. You don't have to jump. Good job. That's it, Susie. Oh my goodness. Good job, Pat. Way to go, Irene.
And breathe. Now we can celebrate.
Let's celebrate, guys. Here we go.
Bring your hands to your chest.
Hands to the chest
And
and
imagine throwing confetti into the air.
that's it. Like you're throwing confetti, right? Just throw it. Good.
With each
And
toss,
push.
look back.
Inhale and exhale. Good, guys. Inhale, exhale. Great. Wonderful job. Gonna be a great day,
Lift
everybody.
your back
Turn
heel
to the side.
and open the front body.
Good job, everybody. Open up, open that chest. Good. Well done. Your body should be getting warmer now. Good, guys. You look great. You look great. Way to go, Pat. Way to go, Irene.
Out of bounds.
Rachel's with us. Brenda's with us. So good. Out of bounds if you want. Catherine, well done, kid. Good job. Go, Sylvia. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Good job, everybody. Yay.
Fabulous.
Okay, get ready to freestyle.
You made it.
What's
Now
your move?
it's time to freestyle.
Show us your move,
anything.
guys. Whatever move you want. Here we go. Good job. Go, Sylvia. Go,
Let
Catherine.
music.
We're not going to
guide
let a
you.
leg take us down, right, Catherine? No way. Good job, kid. That's it. Go, Susie. Go, Pat. Go, Irene. Good job, Susie. Show them all at the park how to do it, Susie. That's it. Go, Crystal. Come on. I love it. What you got, Betty? Good job, guys. I love it. Well done. Almost there. Couple more seconds. Way to go, Sylvia. Good job, kid. Good job. Almost finished. Stay with it. Stay with it. Pat, you look great. Way to go, Bernadette. Love that. Love that wherever that is, Bernadette. Maybe a screensaver on the back end. Okay, loosen it up. Just relax. Take a deep breath.
Take a bow.
Take a bow. And take a bow. Yes. Another bow. Well done. Well done. Well done. Woo! Way to go, you guys. Great job. Great job. Oh my goodness. Yay. Give yourselves a round of applause, you guys. Way to warm up. So Catherine just showed us all, you guys, how to move in our chair, right? Catherine, how are you feeling after that? I'm curious. I want to hear from you.
I actually feel kind of tired. It warmed me up. It warmed me up, but like since I've been using my arms a lot, like, well, I'm not really using much, but when I do have my crutches, you know, I have to put a lot of strength on my body. And so I haven't done like a lot of movement, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And so this was this has probably been like the most that I've done in like maybe like about 2 weeks. And so like I feel it working. I feel the muscles stretching and like pumping.
Yes.
And it feels good. Like I'm tired, but it feels good. And so I
so
would like
good.
to not feel tired the more I do that. I like to do that more and not feel as exhausted.
So those of us that know Crystal, you know, she's the sweetest person in the world. And you know, it's interesting. You know, Crystal, I don't even know how old Crystal is, but she looks like my daughter. My daughter's about, how old is Brooke now? 28. And I think Crystal's more like probably 24. How old are you, Crystal? Am I right?
Yeah.
You're not
She's
saying.
like 24.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So imagine being 24 again, guys, but having an accident that limits you to certain movements. And you know, Crystal, this is really interesting because it's kind of like the aging process, right? As we get older, we begin to see certain parts of our body, whether, for example, like our knees, for example, there's a cushion within our bones, in between our bones called cartilage. I know everybody's heard it. It's like a sponge, right? But over time, that sponge begins to go from a thick sponge to a very thin sponge, right? And maybe some of us have even had tears in our cartilage. And what that does is now, sometimes it feels like it's bone on bone, literally, like, and it hurts, it's painful. So for a lot of folks, as we get in our 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, And guys, did you know there was a walker that was with us that was 94 years old that was on our 5K? She was 94 years old, out there walking, doing so amazing. I mean, I could not believe that she was 94 years old. It's like, wow, she looks unbelievable and was able to keep up and walk with everybody. But as we get older, those parts to our body, we experience arthritis, bursitis, difficulty with our knees, our hips, our back. So, but what movement does, exactly what Catherine's sharing, is it creates lotion. Motion creates lotion. It helps with blood flow. It begins to help your body feel so much better. And then mentally, just doing a little bit of arm movement, Catherine, will pump the blood. It'll get literally your body, it'll wake it up. It does feel like your body's not used to it. I've shared with you guys, kind of like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, right? Do you remember? He wasn't very good at moving at first, but once he got that oil in there, he started moving and then he started dancing and he felt, and that's really similar. So, Catherine, I hope you don't mind us talking about you, right? Because you're here in this room, but it really is like taking a 24-year-old body, having an accident like she had, and then accelerating the aging process in her leg for right now because she can't move it. It's mobile, right? But one thing I was telling Catherine she can do, upper body, everything upper body, right? Even lifting weights, like I'll show you in our workout, having some weight training that you can do with your upper body. If you're ever injured, again, make sure you check with your doctor, but there are movements that you can do. There's what's called bilateral training. I'm going to show you what that is. So in other words, if Catherine, it was your right leg that was injured, correct? Your right leg?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
correct.
yeah. So for Catherine, obviously, she has a cast on her leg. You can't move it. So what we're going to do is do the other leg, the left leg. We're going to do all of our training on our left leg. And studies have shown if you train the other leg or limb, other arm, for example, if I broke my right arm and I trained my left arm, our body doesn't know. It confuses it, and our nervous system and everything still works effectively. And what happens? The healing process increases dramatically for the injured limb, which is amazing. So, in other words, if we're going to do a squat, we're going to do a one-legged squat versus a two-legged squat. I'm going to show you that today, which is really interesting. And Catherine, you don't have to do a full squat. Literally, you can put your foot in front of you, your injured foot, to stabilize and just bend your healthy leg, right? Just bend that healthy leg just a little bit, about 3 inches. That is a way to strengthen the healthy leg, but it also strengthens your entire body as well. So I'm going to show you guys that today. But let's talk about sitting and the impact that sitting can have on our health and our body. I think that'll be a good place
And then
to start.
Sean, might
Yeah.
I?
Yeah.
Sean, there's something in the chat that might interest the group.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a couple things in chat. We have the first thing from Rachel. She said, "My sponge in my right knee is probably gone. I have osteoarthritis."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Brenda said, "A few weeks after tweaking, I'm gonna say breaking maybe my right knee or tweaking my right knee, it is finally better. Just have to take things slow after my injury. I had to mow my dad's entire yard and and prune some bushes, yard shears, not electric, on Saturday before the heat wave. That is a good workout."
Oh yeah. Doing anything like that. Well, it was Rachel, I think, that was talking about the osteoarthritis, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not seeing Rachel. Oh, there. I see that she's off camera. But Rachel, yeah. So any type of itis, guys, you hear the word or the phrase anything, bursitis, arthritis. Itis is inflammation of. So for example, the bursa, the bursa sac is fluid that supports our joint, like for example, our elbow, or let's talk about our knee. There's a bursa sac that sits directly right where that cartilage is. And what happens is it gets inflamed. And it's interesting, our diet can dramatically impact inflammation. So for example, some of us, I know a dear friend of mine, he was struggling with his weight. He started to work out again and he's doing wonderful. He's lost a lot of weight, but one of the things that he was really struggling with was joint pain and he had bursitis. And we started looking at his diet, and what we began to realize, every day he would have Diet Coke. And Diet Coke is definitely inflammatory. And there are certain foods that are very inflammatory. So, for example, fast foods, very high in inflammation as far as consuming foods like vegetables, fruits, whole grains. These are the foods that are anti-inflammatory. These are the foods that literally flush your system to where your body's not producing really inflammation. And so the best thing we can do for arthritis, bursitis is a healthy diet. And so again, if you're in that habit of drinking, let's say like a Diet Coke, for example, so many of us, it's easy to get hooked on it because it tastes really good and it has caffeine, which gives us a boost, right? So, but moving away from a caffeinated beverage like that, that can create more inflammation is a phenomenal way to minimize or at least decrease some of the arthritis or the pain. Osteoarthritis comes into more of the bone. And so that has a combination of the cartilage, the bone health, and the inflammation together. So there is discomfort there. And that's one thing I would highly recommend, guys. If you're feeling consistent pain in a joint, make sure you go to your doctor. And the reason why I say that is because what begins to happen is we begin to walk differently. We begin to move differently. It changes our gait. And I'll give you an example. So for me, playing football, I've injured my body significantly. 2 knee surgeries. Thank God. I've had a few broken bones, but other than that, pretty good, right? But what was interesting is when I injured my knee and I was going through rehab, I began to notice that my hip was bothering me, right? I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that. You have a knee injury, like Rachel, good example, like maybe you have arthritis in I think it was your right knee or left knee, Rachel? Right, yeah. So what happens is if the pain is on our right, what do we start doing in our left? We begin to overuse our left. And oftentimes what begins to happen is we're walking differently, even with a limp, and it begins to change our gait. And the problem with that is we literally create a new form of movement. And what we need to do is correct that to where we can strengthen it and we actually can come back to a normal gait. And especially from a balance standpoint, because you all, if you've ever been injured, boy, it's really challenging because now we're favoring one side. And you'll notice when I know for myself, I was limping without even realizing it. My wife said to me, "You're limping." And I said, "I am?" And she said, "Yeah, because my gait had changed. I noticed that I was just actually functioning because I was just doing it with the pain." So go to your doctor, make sure they're giving you a treatment plan. Physical therapy for sure. Definitely make sure that you're getting some form of physical therapy, especially with a diagnosis of osteoarthritis. But use that nutrition tip, guys. Please watch anything that has aspartame in it, or fake sugar. These are the things that can increase inflammation. Any food that's not a whole food, ideally we want whole foods in our diet as much as possible. But it's fascinating. My friend, going back to my buddy, he decided to go on a 10-day Diet Coke fast. And guess what happened? He was literally almost pain-free from just going off Diet Coke. Now, mind you, he was drinking a lot of Diet Coke, like 3 a day, 3 cans of Diet Coke a day. That's a lot, right? But again, he just got in the habit. It tasted good, but it was really affecting his body. So I want to encourage you, try that. I think somebody sent in a little question there, Catherine.
Yeah, there's something in chat. Irene said, my friend drank regular Coca-Cola daily in his youth, and now he has diabetes, and he thinks that contributed to his condition.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still really researching. We know that foods that or drinks that have aspartame or fake sugar, our body doesn't know the difference. And that's the challenge. In fact, what's fascinating, guys? You're probably hearing or seeing on TV the GLP-1 drugs like Wegovy, for example. Have y'all heard of Wegovy before? Right? So these are medications that are for individuals that are wanting to lose weight. And what's amazing about these drugs is they work. They literally take away your appetite. Like you don't want to eat. My next door neighbor, He's lost 60 pounds by taking GLP-1. Here's the challenge. It's relatively new. We don't know enough about it. And my concern is, I'll be honest with you, it seems to be the wonder drug that is curing everything, right? Like it's preventing cancer. It's doing all this. So it's really early in the research phase. And again, I'm not saying it's not safe because I think there is enough research on it, but here's the challenge. I'm going to give you the backdrop. Sorry for the boring information, but I was at a research meeting and these doctors were up there talking about GLP-1 drugs, which like Wegovy is a popular GLP-1. Do you know what it was derived from? It was derived from the saliva of one of the few lizards in North America that is fatal if you get bitten by it. So now this is what's fascinating. What they discovered in this lizard is they were researching this lizard and they noticed that this lizard only ate once a month. Like that's an interesting creature, right? That only ate once a month. So what they did is they extracted the saliva of the lizard and they took the molecular structure of it. And this is the foundation of GLP-1 drugs, right? So when you see a Wegovy commercial and know that that is where it came from. But what's fascinating is when you take this medication, it works. You do not have an appetite. You don't want to eat food. You're like a lizard now, in a sense, right? You only want to eat once a month. Not really, but what's happening is people are literally not eating, and guess what's happening? Calcium deficiencies, protein deficiencies, muscle deficiency, metabolic in a sense, because now what's happening, our body doesn't know to eat. We need to eat protein. We need to eat healthy foods. And that's the danger right now. So GLP-1 drugs with behavioral modification, the two together, that's a powerful intervention. That's what the researchers were saying is the medication seems to be very safe. Everything's looking good on that front, but you need to have the behavioral change, like exercise. We are seeing osteopenia and osteoporosis at another level because people are just not wanting to eat calcium, protein, magnesium. They're just not getting their minerals in their body. So do you see the challenge there, guys? We're finding medication that's helping us control our appetite, but we're not finding medication to help us move. Like if people are taking GLP-1 and not exercising, that, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I'm not a doctor, I don't think that's a good combination because your bone health is at risk. If we're not moving our body, we're not strengthening our bones, right? So that's a lot. I didn't plan on talking about that, but I'm going to pause for a moment to see if anybody has any questions because I know there's so many commercials on, these various medications that are out there.
Wait, Sean, I have a question actually, because
Yeah.
I guess I haven't tried to research it myself, but do those GLP-1 drugs, do they suppress your appetite? Is that what it does?
Yes, significantly.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the
Mhm.
interesting thing, the researchers were talking. I didn't know anything about the lizard and where they got this actual. And you know what's interesting, guys? For many of us, do you remember fen-phen, the drug fen-phen? I don't know if y'all remember that. That was the wonder drug back in, I think, the 80s or 90s. Fen-phen was the weight loss drug. And the problem with it was everybody ran to it, right? But there wasn't the long-term research on it, right? And that's where people still found, oh, maybe it wasn't as good as we thought, and maybe these are some of the side effects. So if you're considering in any way a GLP-1 drug like Wegovy or others, please do your homework on it and please keep coming to this class because we need to move. I would tell anybody that's on that medication, I wouldn't say not to do it because the research seems to be really good on it. It just needs to be combined with behavioral changes like, okay, I need to make sure I'm getting 3 meals a day in. I need to make sure I'm eating whole foods. I need to make sure I'm getting supplementation, for example. I need to make sure I'm exercising. That's never going to go away, right? We need to have those things along with the medication. And I see Brenda's got a question. I think her hand's up there.
Angeline, she raised her hand first, and then it's gonna be
Yeah.
Brenda after.
Angeline, go ahead, Angeline.
Hi, Sean, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, I walked with a limp for a long time.
Mm,
My right leg, I couldn't put my foot flat on the floor. This was prior to having my hip replacement.
yes.
So I always walked with a limp.
Mhm.
Most of the pressure was on my left leg where my foot was flat on the floor.
Yeah.
And sometimes that right leg would give out on me. But
Yes.
once I had the hip replacement, I was so thankful that I
Mm,
could put both my feet again flat on the floor. And
yes.
even when I had the limp, it slowed me down with my walking.
Mhm.
And when I had the hip replacement, that both feet were flat on the floor, my son and my granddaughter would ask me, "Why are you walking so fast? Slow
Mm.
down." I says, "Because I'm glad I have 2 feet flat on the floor, no limp,
Oh, wow.
not right leg not going out on me." So that was a great feeling. That was really a great feeling.
Oh my gosh, Angeline, thank you for sharing that because you're a perfect example of someone that you knew that you were experiencing discomfort. And that's what my point is. If you're experiencing pain, guys, in your hip or your knee to the point where it's causing a gait change, and what I mean by a gait is you're walking differently, you're compensating, you're swinging your leg, or you're doing movements that are definitely not the norm of your typical gait, go to your doctor. Make sure they diagnose it because it can be corrected. Nowadays, hip surgery, knee surgeries, these are very common and they're very effective. There are ways that we can get our health back. Because imagine so many of us don't want to move because it's painful, right? Makes total sense. Who wants to have pain? So if we can correct the pain through again a minor surgery, for example, like a knee surgery, it's so well done now. Our doctors are so good at that. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you shared that, Angeline. Thank you.
Brenda, go ahead. And then Rachel has something in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, my a long time ago, my mom's doctor was going to prescribe her fen-phen. And she
Mm,
always would research at the library, or there was no internet back then. And she was always said be aware of newer drugs that haven't been out for a while because we don't know the side effects. Well, of course, we know later on it caused heart valve damage, and people that only had maybe 15 pounds or something, they couldn't even walk across their living room. And I know I read heartbreaking stories about people, but I would think that the other problem is the drug advertisers. When they advertise a drug like every 15 minutes on the radio and TV to consumers, I don't know why they do that. Well, yeah, I do know why they do that, so the person will ask their doctor, but people need to really analyze what is going on with them, because um like some people, well, maybe they do not have a problem with overeating, but maybe they need to move more, something like
yes.
that.
Yes.
So as far as appetite suppressant, like for me, I just need to move more because after I had a surgery and everything, it takes a while to get back. And then I know a few years ago, when I tweaked my knee, and I didn't realize how bad I was walking, and I was walking up to this thing and somebody says, "Can I get you a chair?" And then I realized, like you did, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was walking so badly.
Right.
I looked like
Yeah.
I was about ready to fall over, I guess, but to me, I was just pushing through. So that was
Right.
kind of a stupid thing to do.
Yeah. No, Brenda, that's so good. Thank you so much for sharing that. And first of all, with the fen-phen, it's amazing. Like we all ran, so many people ran to that drug, and you're right. It's like, uh-oh, we didn't realize the long-term effects are this. And I wonder, guys, if we're going to see the same thing with this GLP-1 drug. And again, don't get me wrong, what we're seeing is really promising. However, when you see those commercials, really be skeptical, do your homework. We do know that without, these researchers were very clear, without regular exercise, without proper supplementation or healthy protein and calcium consumption, it's very, very possible that individuals will have side effects of not obviously consuming the proper amount of calcium, the proper amount of protein. So thank you for sharing that. That is really good. And I think Catherine, you want to read Rachel's comment there?
Yeah, sure. I have allergies.
Oh, would you like
Rachel
to read it,
says,
Catherine? Okay.
no, I got it, I got it.
Yeah.
Rachel said, after my 14-day pilgrimage in Europe, I came back with very swollen knees and legs. It is just now getting back to normal. I've been icing and trying to keep circulation movements, but yes, I noticed my gait has changed. I have a follow-up with the specialist. Wasn't sure to check in with the physical therapist too. Yesterday, I attempted to get back to walking and I felt a little better.
Good.
And
Good,
then
Rachel.
Angeline, she was talking about I guess referring to the GLP drugs, but she said basically all drugs have side effects, even to some needle shots like COVID and shingles.
Yep, absolutely. And you know, it's funny, I'm thinking about it, guys. How many of us watch a commercial and at the end of it, they have the real fast talker that says, and be careful because it causes, it's like, okay, well, okay, we need to really be aware, like, okay, these drugs do have side effects. You're 100% right. And Rachel, I'm so proud of you, sweetie. You know, I would highly, highly recommend checking in with a physical therapist because what the therapist will do, let them know that because of the osteoarthritis, for example, I'm seeing my gait change, and they will do an analysis of your gait. They will literally watch you walk. And there may be some things that they can do correctively that will help you correct the gait. And that's going to help. Because what begins to happen if we're favoring our right, or let's say it's our right knee that's bothering us, our left leg or our left hip is taking much more of the weight, much more of our gait change. So now what's happening is we're causing issues for our left side, right? So that's the problem of overcompensation. So we want to balance that out to where both limbs can actually support and you have a what's called a healthy gait or healthier gait. This doesn't mean it's going to necessarily come back to when we were like 21, but we can strengthen our legs, and that's what physical therapy can do. So be sure, guys, if you're working with your doctor, push for that. I know oftentimes I've experienced it myself. We have to push for our own care, right? We need to make sure that we're getting the right instruction, information, and that's hopefully what you're learning in our class, that we need to be our own advocate, right? We really do. So, Rachel, thank you for sharing. And I'm so glad that you're moving. And I'm going to show you guys some things that you can do to actually support and help you if you do have a limb issue or pain. Any other questions there, Catherine, that came up? That was fun. That was a nice little conversation.
I don't see anything.
Okay, well, let me share. Yeah.
Sean, with our commercials on TV here, when they're advertising different drugs and everything,
Mhm.
they always give the side effects of the
Yes, they
drugs.
do.
And when
Yep.
I've listened to it, I says, man, why would somebody want to take that when it's
I
going to
know.
mess with their mental
I know.
capacity?
Yeah.
May want to commit suicide. But
Yeah.
I worked with a lady one time, that was many years ago. She was on some type of drug, and
Mm.
the doctor told her that it's going to make all her teeth fall out.
Oh my
And
goodness.
while she was still working with us, all her teeth did fall out from the
Oh
drug
my
that she had to
gosh.
take. But the drug was also to save her life.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Understandably, right. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so it just shows you how much we want and desire a solution to what we're struggling with, right? So much so that we're willing to take the risks of and be mindful, guys, when you see those commercials, those are the known side effects. And I need to repeat that. Those are the known side effects. There are some side effects that we may not know because they're long-term side effects, right? These are the short term of what they've researched. So we don't know there may be other side effects. So just be mindful of, I always get concerned whenever I hear the wonder drug has come out, right? The wonder drug, honestly, guys, and I'll tell you right now, with absolutely really no side effects, at least negative side effects, ton of benefits, is exercise. That if there were a pill that you could take and it gave you all the benefits of exercise, that would be the wonder drug by far. And right next to it, actually equal to it, is your diet. And those two pills, if you take them daily, that will heal so much of our body. Truly. I believe that wholeheartedly. Dr. Mark Hyman, who's a well-known researcher, said by far, movement is by far the most important intervention any of us can implement. So let's talk about this, guys. This is one thing I wanted to share with you. What's happening to us more than anything that's affecting our health is sitting. And I'd love for you, if you wouldn't mind, doing a little homework for me. I would love to hear from each of you. I'm going to give you my email again for those of you that don't have it. I'd love for you to email me by, let's say, next Wednesday. I'll give you a week to do this, guys. But this is my email. It's sean@personallyfit.com. And I'd love for you to just track for 3 days. I want you to keep a journal, and I want you to track how many hours you sat. Okay? So I'm going to send that to you. And I know obviously it may change because you're aware of your sitting, but believe it or not, research shows us this. The average person is sitting from anywhere from literally 18 to 21 hours a day. Now that's including your sleep. Okay, that's including your sleep. But can you imagine, guys, we are sedentary almost our entire day. So 100 years ago, imagine yourself living 100 years ago. This would be completely not the opposite, but our entire day was movement. Most people were not being paid to sit. Most people, depending upon your work, and many of you are retired now, but that can accelerate sitting. If we retire, we may have gone from a very active job to now a very inactive lifestyle. And so I want you to be very mindful of this, because you may be exercising in the morning, you may be exercising maybe at night, but what is happening throughout the day, right? And I want you to just pay attention to that, because research is showing that chronic disease, organ damage, spine damage, muscle degeneration, this is a big one, that the more we sit, the faster our muscles go away. Okay, there's something called gluteal amnesia. Have you ever heard of this? So our buttocks is one of the largest muscle groups that we have, along with our legs. Our legs and our buttocks are very, very powerful muscles. And what happens when we sit too long is those muscles begin to atrophy. And when they atrophy, it affects everything. It affects our walking, it affects our movement, it affects our back health. So I wanted you to just track your sitting for 3 days. I'd like you to pick 2 days during the week and 1 day during the weekend. Okay, 2 days during the week, 1 day during the weekend. And I'd just love for you to track, okay, how many hours did I sit during the day? Just average it, and then include how much sleep you're getting. Okay, that'll be a really good eye opener for most of us. Like, and again, try not to change your routine. Just try to keep it. But normally you'll find yourself increasing your routine just because we're talking about it. But this is eye-opening, guys, to what impact it can have on our body. So what I want to do with you all is I want to help you create a kedge goal. And what I mean by that, remember, we've talked about this. A kedge goal is putting an anchor in front of you. What is going to pull your little boat to that anchor? It's called a kedge goal. And I'm going to help you create a kedge goal. I really want to help you today set a goal for the next 6 months. I want you to be thinking, what do I want my fitness to look like 6 months from now? Okay, just in your mind, think about that. We're all going to see each other hopefully in November. We're all going to celebrate. We're going to do a 5K together. But I'd love for you to pick for yourself, what would you like to improve 6 months from now? Some of you may want to put down, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to be able to walk pain-free, or I want to improve my diet, or I want to be a consistent walker. I need to tell you all this. This is fascinating. My next door neighbor, he lives about six houses down. I don't know him that well, but we see each other a lot, and he's always walking. And so I finally got to ask him, I'm like, what do you do for a living? He goes, I'm retired. And he's young. He's 55. He's younger than I am. So I'm jealous. And I said, well, wow, I see you out walking the dogs all the time. He goes, yeah. He goes, I walk 10 miles a day. I'm like, what? He said, yeah, I love to walk. So every day I walk for 10 miles. He goes, he walks the dogs for about 1.5 miles, and then he puts the dogs in, and then he walks for another 9 miles. Like, oh my gosh, he's so fit. He's so strong. He's so healthy. Now, you don't have to do 10 miles, but what if we did like a 0.5 mile a day? or we got in the habit of not sitting as much during our day. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do is I want you to go ahead and stand up right now. Go ahead and stand up. Good job. Go ahead and stand. And I want you to put your chair behind you. Put your chair directly behind you. I want to make sure I can see all of you. Catherine, what I want you to do, kid, is there's two options for you. One is you can stand and you can just obviously stay on your healthy leg, right? Or, Catherine, you can stay seated, and I'm going to have you do what are called leg extensions. You're just going to extend, tighten your leg, raise it off the chair, and then bring it down, okay? So what I'm going to have you do, guys, and I want you to please be careful. There's two ways you can do this. I'm going to ask you to sit again, okay? And what I'm going to ask you to do, don't sit down yet, but before you sit, I want to just mention a couple things. Pay attention to the way that you sit down and pay attention to the way that you stand up. Because what happens is, as we get older, we have a tendency to push off of the chair to stand up, or we need support to stand, which is perfectly fine. But what I want you to be able to do eventually is to stand up from your chair with no assistance. Now, that's going to take time for some of us. Some of us have, like for Rachel, osteoarthritis. Again, that's going to need support because there's pain and discomfort in her joint. But I really want to help you get there. So let's warm up. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you stand right with your chair behind you. And all I want you to do, watch me guys, is I want you to just bend your knees about an inch. Just go down, hold, and then stand up. Catherine, you can extend your leg out as we do this and then lower down, okay? Let's do that again, guys. Just bend your knees about 2 inches, hold. We're going to hold for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and stand up. Now, what we're doing is we're warming up the joint, okay? We're trying to bring that fluid, the blood flow into our knee joint. Now, again, as you do this next one, I want you to think of sitting down, but you're not going to sit down. Again, we're going to go a little bit lower, but let's go about 3 inches now. We're going to go down just a little bit, and we're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Catherine, for you, kid, what again you can do, stay in your chair and extend, hold for 6 seconds, but tighten your muscle for 6 seconds, okay? And then relax it. This is called isometric training. It's really effective. Okay, let's do it again. 3 inches. Here we go. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Great job, guys. Okay, we're going to do another 5 of these. I'm going to have you go a little bit lower. If it bothers you, stay with the 2 to 3 inches, okay? Here we go. Down a little bit lower. Again, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stand. Good job. How's everybody doing? Give me a thumbs up if you're doing okay. Everybody okay? Wonderful. This is what this is doing, guys. This is strengthening your quadriceps and also the gluteus maximus. That's that big muscle, right? Our buttocks. That is really important that we keep healthy and strong. If we sit all day, we begin to lose that muscle, the function. It's called gluteal amnesia. Our muscles forget to work effectively. Okay, let's go again now. Let's try to go a little bit lower. Go at your own pace though, maybe about 4 inches down. Again, we're going to go down. We're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and stand up. How's everybody doing? You okay? Now, this is called a squat. This is an effective way. This is a static squat. Now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do 2 more, and I want you to go down about 3 to 4 inches, okay? Just 2 more. Here we go. You can put your hands in front of you. You can put your hands on your hips. Here we go. We're going to go down, and we're going to hold. Put the weight on your heels. Make sure you're pushing into the ground with your heels. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and stand up. Well done. Good job. One more. One more. You may be feeling a little warmer. Do you notice that you're getting a little bit warmer just by doing 4 inches of squats? Okay, last one. Here we go. Go down about 3 to 4 inches. We're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Stand up slowly. Well done. Okay, What we just did is a squat warm up. Okay, now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you put that chair behind you. Okay, and what I'd like you to do is I'm going to have you stand when I tell you to stand. Go ahead and have a seat, guys. You can have a seat. Go ahead and sit in your chair. I'd like you to sit on the end of your chair, though. Make sure you're sitting on the end of your chair. Catherine, for you, sweetie, what you can do eventually is a one-legged squat. Okay, now what my goal for you, Catherine, during your time where you're off is to get to a place where you can literally sit in your chair and stand up with one leg. It's going to take time though. So what you're going to need to do, Catherine, is you're going to need to, when you stand, put your injured leg in front of you with your heel in the ground, and you're just going to go down and hold like a 2-inch squat and then stand up. That's all you're going to do. You're not going to sit down, okay? Eventually, you're going to get strong enough to where you can literally go all the way down and take a seat. That's amazing. So Catherine, you're going to have a stronger leg through this whole accident, okay? And that's called a one-legged step or one-legged strengthening step. Okay, now what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to go ahead and stand up, but before you do, I want you to pay attention to how you're standing, okay? Again, are you pushing? Do you need to push off the chair? And that's perfectly fine. If you need to push off the chair, do you need to lean forward as you stand? I want you just to go ahead and just naturally stand up and go ahead on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and stand up. Good, good, excellent. Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment. And I want you all to tell me, did you notice yourself having to swing forward to gain momentum to stand? Anybody experience that? You can raise your hand a little bit. That's perfectly normal. So again, what's happening is we've gotten used to, so when you talk about gait changes when we walk, it's also standing gait, like or the way that we move our body. I notice it myself. When my knees hurt, I literally put my hands on the chair and I push myself up. Okay, I'm 61, right? But my knees are probably more like 75 because of all the football injuries, right? So that's something I have to constantly be aware of and I have to correct. So I'm going to ask you to sit down again, guys. Go ahead and have a seat. Go ahead and have a seat. How's everybody doing? Okay? Thumbs up. Good, good, good. Okay, this time what I'm going to have you do, and this is a way to test your standing, I'm going to have you sit on the end of your chair, and if you can, if possible, you don't have to do this, put your hands across your chest. Hands across your chest. Okay? Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you can, I'm going to ask you to stand on the count of 3. If it's uncomfortable for you, I want you to put your hands down. You can push off the chair or lean forward, okay? Here we go, guys. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and try to stand. Good job. Good job. Well done. Well done. Good. Excellent. Excellent. So what you're doing by standing like this is you're taking away what we normally would do, and that's push off of an object. Okay. Go ahead and have a seat. That was excellent. Good job. Good job. So what you're probably noticing right now, what you're doing is exercise, like just standing from your chair, but it's intentional that we're not utilizing our arms. So try that again. Again, hands across your chest. Be very careful as you stand. On the count of 3, I'm going to have you go ahead and stand up. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Good job. Well done, guys. Excellent. Excellent. Go ahead and have a seat. So this is the assessment I want you to do. We're going to go for approximately 30 seconds. Okay. And what I'd like you to do, your body should be warm right now. I want you to see how many squats you can do in 30 seconds. Okay. And what a squat will be is when your buttocks hits the chair and when you stand, that's 1. When your buttocks hits the chair and stand, that's 2. Okay. Please go at your own pace. It's not a race. This is for you. I want you to write down your score at the end of this for 30 seconds. Go. In fact, if you have discomfort or any issues with your knees, please be mindful of that. Okay. I just want you to have a starting point of what is your squat test. This is what's called a squat test. Okay. Everybody ready? Okay. So again, sit at the end of your chair. I'm going to get my watch on. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, guys. Okay. And what I'm going to say ready, begin. Okay, when I say that, I just want you to try and do as many as you can. Count how many times you're able to touch the chair and stand up. That's 1 repetition. Okay, so when you stand, actually, when you stand, that'll be 1. And every time you stand, because you're already sitting. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Good. Nice and smooth, nice and relaxed. Go at your own pace. Good job, guys. We are 10 seconds in. Just go at your own pace, standing and sitting. Good job. Well done. We're coming up on 20 seconds. Good job. 10 more seconds. Good job. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Great job. Great job. Well done. Okay, do me a favor. Write down that number. Grab your phone. Grab a piece of paper or and a pen, and I want you to write down how many squats you were able to do within 30 seconds. Now, what you'll find, and I'd love for you to either come on, unmute yourself. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to share how many you were able to do, or if you want to write it in chat, feel free to do that. But please keep this handy. Put it in your phone or somewhere where you can see it. A few of you have already shared. Thank you. So this number, what we're going to try to do is 30 days from now. I'd love to do this when I see you next month. I'd love to see 30 days from now doing this same test in 30 seconds. Wow, some of you, oh my goodness, you are cranking on how many you're able to do. Really good, really good. One of the things I want you to pay attention to, guys, is when you typically are at a restaurant or at home, like sitting in the couch, it's hard to get out of some of our couches, right? Like you just feel like you're stuck in there. So oftentimes I want you to pay attention to your ergonomics. In other words, how your body's moving. Okay. So in other words, when you're sitting in the couch, do you lean forward and push off of the coffee table to stand? Do you find yourself adjusting your movement when you're coming from a sitting to standing position? Here's my hope for you. Over the next 6 months, I'm going to give you a number of exercises that will take you from sitting to stronger. Okay? So wherever you are today, please don't feel bad like, "Oh my goodness, I wish I'm doing better." Please don't do that, because it's like our body we're really trying to recognize where my body may need help. And that's recorrecting. This is in the sense we're changing our sitting gait. We're changing the way we typically would stand up. And that's what I really want you to pay attention to. Wow, guys, this is amazing. So many of you had amazing scores. And again, wherever you may be starting, please write that down, and we'll do this again in the coming days. I'm going to pause for a moment to see if anybody has any questions, or Catherine, if there were any comments that came in before or even after.
I did mine slow, Sean, because when we were practicing it, we did it
Yep.
slow.
Yep.
But I'm sure I could have did more if I
For sure.
moved
For
with some
sure. And
speed.
yeah.
But
And-
when we were practicing, I could feel like a strain in my buttocks going down my thighs. And the
Yes.
more I did it, some of it kind of relieved, where it didn't feel as much pressure.
Right, right. And that's something I'm glad you shared that, because as you get warmer, your body will get all those kinks out, right? I mean, that's really one of the things that begins to happen as we really begin to strengthen our body. I love that. I love that you're experiencing that. And yeah, don't worry about, I'm really more concerned about the way that you're moving versus how many you're doing. Because if you're noticing, for example, when you were first standing, that you're almost thrusting your body forward to gain momentum, that's very normal. I notice myself doing that. When my knees are sore, it's like, oh, it hurts to stand and doing a normal squat. But I just want you to be cognizant over the next 30 days. Every time you're seated, be mindful of how you're standing, because every time you stand, you're strengthening your legs. Every time you're standing. So wouldn't it be great if throughout our day, we did squats? We did 10 squats, like every hour, just 10 squats. At the end of the day, you guys, that means that would be 80 squats if we took a typical 8-hour day. 80 squats. Oh my gosh. What if we just did 5 squats every hour? You know, that would be 40 squats in a typical 8-hour day. That can dramatically change our health, dramatically. Catherine, how are you doing, kid? I'm curious to hear from you.
You mean as far as how I've been doing,
Well,
or
no, I'm not. I know for you, standing up is really difficult right now,
I
but
know.
yeah, how did it feel just extending your leg? And I don't know if you had an opportunity to do even just a short quarter squat with your healthy leg.
Yes, yes, I was able to. I don't know if it has anything to do with the way that I've been using crutches or like, oh, walking around my house, but when I was trying to lift my left leg and I felt the pressure on my right side, it did kind of sting a bit, but I think because my hips are kind of offset every time I walk around in my house, I think I've been feeling pressure, but I mean, it was a good exercise to like kind of like work out both sides instead of putting pressure on one side. And so everything that you were saying about like if your walk is like not as it usually is, like it'll make your muscles feel weird and then you're putting too much pressure on one side and not enough on the other. And so I was able to relate to that. And I felt it while I was extending my leg and lifting it. So
So yeah, that's good. That's good.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep going, Catherine. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I think that was it. I think that was no, I'm good.
Well, I was just going to say, 2 exercises for Catherine, guys, that you can also do. One exercise is when you're sitting down, extending the healthy leg. Let's just pretend, for example, like Catherine, the right limb is in a cast, correct, Catherine? Right limb,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That's something that she cannot avoid, right? But the healthy limb you can move, and that's called bilateral training, and we were talking about that, right? And our body, our unhealthy leg or the leg that's injured will become stronger just by strengthening the healthy leg. It's crazy how our body just doesn't know. Oh, it doesn't realize necessarily that we're injured. It just knows that we're moving. And that's what's happening. Catherine's moving her healthy leg. And so the 2 exercises, Catherine, are a leg extension where you're strengthening your healthy leg. But in time, you'll also be able to do an extension with your unhealthy leg or the leg that we want to strengthen again, right? Just by
Mhm.
It's called an isometric contraction. So as you're seated right now, guys, what I want you to do, extend your left leg, and I want you to tighten your muscle, your quad, your thigh. I want you to tighten it for 6 seconds. Okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and lower your leg down. We're going to do the other leg, and Catherine, I'm going to have you try this with the leg that has the limb or the limb that's been damaged. I want you to very gently raise your leg up but tighten your quad. So your quad, your thigh, it hasn't been injured, but please be careful because obviously you're just coming off of this. If you are able to, you can raise that injured limb, but tighten the quad and then lower your leg down. Okay, that's another way to
Oh, okay.
keep the muscles stimulated. So you're strengthening your quadricep, but you're not using your lower limb. You're not putting weight on your lower limb, right?
Mhm.
Just make sure, Catherine, that you're able to do that, okay? Because we want to make sure. But that's a way, if you do have an injury, especially
Okay.
like an ankle or fibula, that you can strengthen the upper part of the leg. There are other exercises that you can do. The other movement, Catherine, that you can do is when you stand, again, put your hand on a counter or whatever you're doing. Put your foot. I'm gonna bring my camera down so you can see me. So let's just say that my left leg. I'm gonna put my. Let's just pretend that. Can you guys see my foot? Can you see that? Okay. I've got my foot here on the ground.
Yes.
Let's pretend this is
Yes.
my injured leg. I'm going to put it in front of me, okay? And I'm not going to put weight on it at all. But I'm going to use my healthy leg, this leg, I'm going to do a squat with. I'm going to stand up, I'm going to squat down. I'm going to stand up, I'm going to squat down. So the advantage of doing that is I'm moving my body, right? But I'm not putting weight on that limb. But again, check with your doctor, make sure that you're able to perform those types of movements. But those are some of the things that you can do to help with that.
Sean, we didn't see what you were moving. I did see your foot. But
Yeah.
when you did the, showing,
Yeah, let me show
that
you.
was
I'll
not
show you
on the
standing.
video.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. So imagine putting your left foot in front. I'm going to put my left heel in the ground. My left heel is going to be in the ground. My right leg is straight and I'm standing on my right leg now. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to bend down. I'm putting all of my weight on my right leg, and my left leg, there's no weight on it because my foot is in front of me. Okay. And then I'm just going to stand up. I'm doing a squat, a quarter squat. Try it go ahead and try this, you guys. Go ahead and stand up. I see Bernadette jump up. Good job. That's it, Bernadette. So put your feet about shoulder width apart, okay? Or even closer. You may feel more comfortable if your feet are almost together, okay? What I want you to do is Catherine, for you, I just want you to stay, you can stay seated, kid, if you want to. Put your left leg in front of you to where just about a couple inches, put your heel in the ground. Raise your toe up towards your shin, okay? Just stand in this position, okay? Now, what I'm gonna ask you to do, I'm gonna try to sit down a little bit, about 2 to 3 inches. I'm going to bend my right knee. My right knee is bending right now. I'm going to hold it for a count of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now I'm going to stand up. I'm putting my weight on my right leg, and my left, I should be able to lift up my left foot. I should be able to lift it off the ground. Okay. That's to the point where I don't have any weight on it. The only reason why we put our foot in front, what we're doing is we're pretending that we're injured on that limb. Okay. Does that help, Angela? Does that give you a little bit better idea of what this is called? A one-legged squat. This is a way to do a one-legged squat. You don't have to go all the way down. You don't have to go down to the chair. Just 2 to 3 inches is all you need to do. But this is a great exercise. In time, you can train yourself to do a full. Can you imagine, guys? Wouldn't this be awesome? You can sit down now if you want. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could sit in our chair and we could stand up using just one leg? Could you imagine? What if we were at a dinner party and all of a sudden we told everybody, hey, look what I learned how to do. And we put our left leg in front of us and we stand up just using our right leg. Could you imagine? You could do that. We could do that. Right? You don't have to do it. Don't do it right now. I see Rachel cracking up right now. It's a great party trick, right? It's like, look what I'm learning at Lacers, right? I'm learning how to stand up with one leg. In time, you definitely can learn to do this. Now, for us right now, we just want to get used to standing out of our chair, using both legs without swinging, without pushing. That's our goal. Okay, that'll be our goal. Again, 6 months from now, wouldn't it be amazing if we're all sitting down to lunch, right? And we're eating together and we're all going to just show everybody, look what I can do. Watch me stand up from sitting down. Pay attention, guys, when you go to a restaurant or you're with family, watch how people stand up. It's fascinating. And I watch it all the time because I always think about this, but be mindful of, again, number one, how many hours are you sitting? I'm really curious. And then also, if you can continue to train, just doing this simple squat exercise, I would love to have you do 5 every hour. 5 every hour would be fantastic. 10 every hour would be magical. That would be amazing. Put a little alarm on your phone, guys, just every hour. Go ahead and set it for an hour from now and then reset it every time you do 10. And I would love to hear how it can benefit your fitness and well-being. I'm going to pause for a moment, see if anybody has any questions at all.
Now, when we were sitting down, raising the legs,
Yeah.
that also tightens up the muscle strength, doesn't it?
Yes,
You know,
that's
when
called
you're
leg extension. Yeah, it's an isometric movement. So when I had my knee injury, and like Catherine, I could not move my left leg. I literally could not move it. I had a cast from the top of my hip all the way down to my ankle. And so I had to use just my right leg, but my left leg just shriveled. It became like so small. I see Bernadette's already going squatting. Look at that. I love it, Bernadette. No, keep it going, girl. So that's what's fascinating about our limbs. And when we don't use them, they literally atrophy. They shrink, right? We lose our strength, we lose our muscle, and our metabolic health changes because we don't have that muscle, right? So what's helpful if you do have an injury is doing what's called isometric training. So like Catherine was doing, sitting down in a chair, Catherine's extending one leg. Just extend, hold, hold, hold for 6 seconds, tighten that leg, and then lower it down. Okay. That is a way to strengthen the muscle without even standing. And that's something I highly recommend, guys, to strengthen your muscles back to where you want them. Do those seated extensions. Now, we're not standing, that's okay, but that's a great way to start strengthening the muscles around our knee joint because many of us have knee pain, myself included. So that can be a challenge. I think I see Sylvia. Sylvia, did you have a question?
Is it better if you if you put your feet alternately forward while doing the squat?
Could you say that one more time, Sylvia? You went in and out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is it better to move your feet forward alternately while doing the squat?
Oh, so when you're sitting down, when you're
Yeah.
sitting, so when you sit, try to make sure that your feet are about shoulder width apart, ideally. Just that will give you a stronger base. If our feet are too close together, we can feel a little bit off balance. So put your feet so they're almost shoulder width apart. Go ahead and sit down and then try to stand back up with your your feet in the same position. Try not to put your feet too far out. It will be difficult to stand. Make sure your feet are almost underneath you, right? The closer your feet are to you, the easier it will be to stand. Okay, if they're too far out, it just may be a little bit, you may feel like you have to swing your body forward to gain that momentum.
Yeah, but let's say you squat 5 times, put your
Yeah.
left foot forward,
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking about the one
and
legged.
then
You're talking about
another
the one legged.
5, put your right foot forward.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. You're talking about the one-legged squat. Yes. Ideally, if you don't have an injury, put your left foot forward, try to do 5, and then put your right foot forward and try to do 5 on either leg. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. And you can also alter this, guys. You can do a one-legged squat. For example, you can sit down in your chair with your foot in front of you. Then you can put your other leg forward and do the opposite leg. That's easier. 5 one-legged squats or stands is challenging. But if you did every other leg, that would be ideal. That would be the way to start, Sylvia. Great question. Really good question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey,
No, thank
Sean,
you.
we had a couple things in chat from earlier, so I just want to like say
Yeah.
those things really quickly before we move on. Earlier Irene had mentioned that she attended a pre-diabetes class at Kaiser, and one key way to help prevent diabetes per the instructor is to move. It helps keeps diabetes away along with diet as you had mentioned. And then
So,
Angeline had like brought up, does muscle degeneration have to do with bone density? And so that was Angeline Moore's question. And then we have another question here.
yeah.
Sandy wanted to know if you could talk about the correct way to stand for long periods of time to avoid having tired legs.
Yes, I love that. So, couple questions there. One in particular is related to muscle degeneration, or here's a fun word, guys, that you can use this at the next party you're at. It's called sarcopenia. 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 It is the degeneration of muscle or atrophy. This idea of muscle shrinking, right? Our muscle, when we were young and in our teens and 20s, our muscles were very firm and strong and active. As we get older, and this is fascinating, guys, it's not necessarily just the aging process. It's oftentimes our inactivity. We look at cultures where people are living into their hundreds, and oftentimes these are individuals that are incredibly strong. Their muscles are very dense. So we realize it's really not necessarily the aging process, it's really inactivity that's causing this sarcopenia, this atrophy of muscle. How it relates to our bone density is really important. The more weight-bearing activity that you can do, the more you walk, the more you lift weights, the more that you're doing this type of training we're doing, like even doing our squats, you are strengthening your bones. So osteoporosis obviously is a level of bone degeneration that think of your bones like your muscle. The more you move your muscles, the stronger your muscles will become. The more you move, and especially if it's weight bearing, it significantly strengthens your bone. And we obviously all want to have healthy bones. That's super important, right? That we can have stronger bones. And so the two together, I want to show you a picture, guys. This is so inspiring. This is a young lady that when she was younger, this is a picture of her when her name was Dorothy. And Dorothy, you see this fantastic picture, beautiful young lady when she's in her 90s doing powerlifting, right?
Wow.
So this is somebody that decided, like, I'm going to take my strength training to another level. And now she competes in strength training. She also was in the Guinness Book of World Records. And look at her. Like, she's a grandmother, right? I think she's a great grandmother, actually. And she's amazing, but she lifts weights all the time. And I just love this picture of her, right? Now, you don't have to be a power lifter, but she gets it. She's strong. She's loving her life. She's doing things that are just amazing. So I don't know, guys, I'm working on a book idea. Yeah, I love this with her girlfriend. You know, oldest competitive powerlifter, Edith Murray, her trainer there, right next to him. They lift weights, daily together, right? It's phenomenal. So, but what I was going to tell you guys is, I think lifting weights, doing what we're doing, the squat. So what I really want you to think about is I want you to think about a movement creed that I love this creed. I'm going to read it to you real quick. I believe I was meant to move. Movement is a gift I am daily grateful for. I can choose movement I enjoy. Like I have the right to move the way I want, when I want, how far I want, how much I want, without guilt, shame, or punishment, right? These are all things I can do. I have a choice to move always. I discover new ways to move more and sit less. And that's what I really hope you get out of today. We want to learn how to sit less and move more. I can move more today than I did yesterday. I don't have to go to a gym or a class or be in pain to experience the benefits of moving. Moving isn't something I do, it's who I am. I'm active. I love to move, right? And then what I'd love to do, guys, take your phone and I'd love for you to take a picture of this. Now, you're going to see this in your notes, but I just want you to have this on your phone so you can begin to read this to yourself. I'd love for you over the next 6 months to think about moving more and sitting less. And we're gonna end our time together. I want to take you through this little workout if you guys are up to it. I want to show you how you can use a water bottle. And if you have a water bottle handy around you, or any light object would be fine. But I want to show you some movements that you can do with a water bottle that will be very helpful for you. Okay, so we're going to take you through about a 5-minute workout, guys. Okay, and hang on one second. There we go. I'm going to stop my share here. Let me get my workout up for you guys so you can see it. Okay. And what we're going to do together is I want you just to get in an area where you're comfortable. Try to grab, again, a water bottle or something that you can use. Doesn't have to have any water in it. You can, but we'll start with that. Let's just put the water bottle down for right now, guys. We're going to start with just some light walking in place. Okay. Remember, one of the best things you can do is walk in place. One of the best things you can do is just march in place. So we're going to do that with Brooke. I'm going to have you just lightly march in place. Use your arms, use your feet. That's it, guys. Good job. Well done. Well, we got a lot covered today, you guys. We talked a lot about sitting. We talked a lot about squatting. We talked a lot about testing our strength, right? Now let's just move. We're going to move for about 5 minutes. This is all we need to do. Warm that body up. Make sure you're stepping on the balls of your feet as you're stepping up. Good job. Now, as you do that, now we're going to do a light movement. I want you to modify this, guys. For some of you, Brooke may do a little bit of a different movement. I'm going to have you do a jack, but I don't want you to move your feet. Just stand and move your arms. Move your arms. Now, if you want to, you can step out left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. So you can just move your arms or you can just move your 1 foot at a time. That's it, Pat. That's perfect. Shirley, great job. Good job, Rachel. Exactly right. That's it. So you don't have to do a jumping jack to get the benefit. Way to go, Sylvia. So we're just raising our arms up, moving our feet. Okay, let's go back to the march. Same thing, just march in place. So I want you to know, guys, when you're sitting for an hour, let's say, and your phone goes off because you put a little alarm on it, just march in place. Just do this marching or do a modified jumping jack. I'm going to just move my arms, or I'm going to put my right leg out and then I'm going to come back to center. Put my left leg out, come back to center. You do not have to jump. Okay. You do not have to jump. Again, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. That's it, Rachel. Perfect. Sylvia. Exactly, guys. It'll get you warm. That's it, Bernadette. Good. Yeah. Modify it. Again, you don't have to jump. Just put that foot out to the side. Again, what Brooke's doing, you will be able to do as you've learned to do more jumping. But notice she's on a very padded surface. That's why she's able to do that. Plus, she's also really young, right? Okay. So march in place. We're going to finish with a march in place. This is good to warm the body up. This is good to help the body just, again, get the kinks out, wake it up a bit. I'm going to take you to another exercise that I want you to be able to do. And it's another wonderful movement to strengthen the quads using your water bottle. Okay. So go ahead and guys, I'm going to have you pick up your water bottle. Okay. I'm going to move. Actually, sorry. We're going to do a lunge first. We're going to do a static lunge. You don't have to pick up your water bottle. Put your left foot forward, right foot behind you, guys. That's it. Hands on your hips. I want you just to bend your left knee forward and then bend your right leg. You're going to hold this, ideally, guys, for, if we can, 15 seconds. You're going to hold for at least 15. If you get tired, you can go ahead and stand up. If you want to, you can go lower. You don't have to go lower. You don't have to. Just stay there. Good. Rachel, go ahead and keep your head up, sweetie, for me. Just there you go. That's it. Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Good. When you keep your head up, it keeps your back in alignment. And that's perfect. Just stay there. Now, the goal would be to hold this for 30 seconds. That's the goal. But if you get tired, you can stand up and come back to this position. Okay. Again, you can hold on to a desk on your side. You don't have to. Make sure your balance is really strong. Good job, guys. And then go ahead and stand up. Other leg, right leg forward, left leg behind us. We're going to go down a little bit. Just go down about 2 inches. 2 inches. Hold it just for 2 inches. Just right there. Good, guys. Again, this is a static hold. We're not going to move. I would highly recommend, Rachel, for sure, do this, okay, as opposed to lunging up and down. Just hold that position. Just hold that position, okay? Notice what Brooke's doing. She's raising her hands above her head. That increases your intensity, okay? You don't have to do that. Hands can still be on the hips. You can put your hands out in front of you. You can put your hands above you. What I love about, good, Rachel, that's good, kid. Good, Sylvia. Really good. I love it, you guys. Way to go, Bernadette. Good, Shirley. Way to go, Pat. That's perfect form, Pat. Love it. Excellent, guys. Really good. This is a static hold. If you can hold this for 30 seconds, you're doing great. Go ahead and stand up. Well done, guys. Okay, now Brooke's going to go to the floor. I would like you to find a wall. Find a wall or a desk, guys. We're going to do a push-up. We're going to do 30 seconds to a minute of push-ups. Go ahead and find a wall that you can easily put your hands against, and we're going to do a wall push-up, or a desktop, or a chair, or if you want to, you can go down on the floor like Brooke, okay? Any way you'd like. So you have 3 options: on the floor, at a wall, at a desk, okay? You ready, guys? So Brooke's going to do what's called a knee push-up. She's going to have her knees in the ground, and she's going to lower down just a little bit. Now, I'm using a desk, and we're just going to lower down about 2 inches and press up. We're going to lower down about 2 inches and press up. Good job, guys. Again, if you're at a wall, just try to come all the way to the wall and then press up. Good work. Down and up. Down and up. Good job, guys. Use your triceps, use your arms, use your shoulders. Try to keep your back as straight as you can. Pat, that's excellent. Great job. Shirley, that's really good. Bernadette, well done, kid. Way to go, Rachel. That's it. Yeah, a desktop is great. A chair that doesn't move, Sylvia, that's excellent, kid. Way to go. Make sure nice and strong. Now, if you want to, you can raise your feet off the ground, especially if you're using the floor. But if not, keep those feet on the ground. If you're standing, obviously, right? Good job, you guys. We're almost finished. You're just going to do 1 minute of push-ups. This is to strengthen the upper body. Again, we want to help those bones. We want to help those muscles. Pat, I'm so impressed. Well done. You got a little workout room there, Pat. I love it. Excellent. Almost finished, guys. Well done. Last few, and way to go. Way to go. Okay, let's go ahead and stand up, everybody. These are the strength movements I like for you to do. Now, grab that water bottle. Grab that water bottle. Excellent. Now, I'm going to pause here for just 1 second. Look at Brooke's feet, okay? Your feet are going to be wider than shoulder width apart. Wider than shoulder width apart. Take your water bottle. Now, if you don't have a water bottle, just put your hands together. You can even clasp your hands together. Imagine you're holding on to a water bottle, okay? A water bottle is probably the best piece of exercise equipment, okay? It's really helpful. You can hold it either lengthwise or you can hold it like Shirley is, for example. You can hold it either way, either way. Feet are shoulder width apart. I want you to think of bringing the water bottle down, guys. So watch what Brooke does. She's going to lower the water bottle as she sits down. She's going to lower it and then raise up. Notice she's not doing a full squat. She's doing a quarter squat. Down and up. Swing that water bottle up as you come up. Swing. Good, guys. Now notice as she starts to get warm, she's going to lower the water bottle. You don't have to do that, but if you feel like lowering it down, bring the water bottle a little bit lower each time. Pat, that's great. This is called a dumbbell swing or water bottle swing. You're going to swing the water bottle up as you stand. Good. Our goal would be to do a full squat like Brooke is doing. Pat, that's perfect form. Shirley, great job. Bernadette, I love it. Way to go, Rachel. Excellent job. You guys are awesome. Sylvia, that's a kid. Good. Good. Just think of bending those knees, Sylvia, as you go down, sweetie. Good job. Again, bend. We're going in a squat and then raising up. Good. This is 1 minute. This is a tough move, but it's really good for us. Really good. Almost done, guys. Couple more. Well done. Okay, I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to pause. How you feeling? You feeling okay? That's a tough one. Let me go back. I'm going to show you one thing real quick here. Okay, one thing. Notice what Brooke is doing, guys. We're going to analyze this. She's going to lower the water bottle. Boom. Right there. Do you see how low she is? The water bottle almost touches the ground. You don't have to do that. You literally can bring the water bottle. Like when she began the motion, remember when she started? Look at how she started, guys. Remember this? This is when she began the movement. She lowers the water bottle to about knee level. That's where she stopped. That's what I want you to begin with. Lower the water bottle about just below the knees and then raise it up. Notice how she's warming her body up. Knee and then up. Okay? That's what I really want you to think about. Knee and up. Always think of sitting in a chair. Like Brooke's going to imagine, I'm going to sit in a chair and up. Okay? So, well done. Let me just show you one other exercise and then we'll call it a day. Okay. I love this exercise. Okay. What I want you to do is stand with both feet together. Have a chair next to you if you'd like. It does help to have a chair next to you. What we're going to do, and I want you to watch the movement first. Brooke is going to do a standing balance stretch. Okay. What she's going to do is she's going to put all of her weight on one leg. She's going to put her hand in front of her and she's going to raise her right leg and left arm and hold. Left arm, right leg extended and hold. Bringing your feet together, opposite. Right arm, left leg, extend. Try that and come back. Left arm, right leg hold. Again, notice Brooke's doing a modification here. She's just doing a little bit of a raise. Doesn't have to be far. We're going to go left arm, right leg, and we're going to go right arm, left leg. Good. This is a great balance exercise, guys. This is one to strengthen your back. This is one to really stretch and help your hamstring and also your core. Really good exercise. So we'll finish with this because this is kind of a stretch. It's a really nice exercise. You can hold it for a longer period of time. You don't have to really go as quickly as we are going, right? I love this movement. It's a great way to finish. Good work, guys. Exhale, inhale, hold, and exhale. Notice Brooke's alignment when she does this. Her body is almost straight as she's holding. That's the goal. That's what we want to get to. But if you feel like you can't move that far, that's perfectly fine. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do, let's do one more movement. Grab your water bottle. Grab your water bottle. Now, this is a little different. This is for your core. Hold your water bottle and let me pause here. Okay. What Brooke just did is she took her water bottle and she set it on the ground and she picked it up and she's rotating to the side. What I want you to do is you don't have to go that low. You literally can just go to your knee and over. Okay, so watch, Brooke will modify it in a moment, but I want you to see the motion. She's going to go opposite side, over across our body, lower it down and across the body. Again, you don't have to go that far. You can just go to your knee and up, knee and up. She's going to the floor. You can just stop at the knee. Okay, great exercise. This is a wonderful way to strengthen the oblique muscles, the side of your waist. Good, Rachel. Good, Sylvia. Nice, you guys. That's it. Again, go slowly just to strengthen your body. That's it, Pat. Great job. Again, if you can lower that bottle down, this is a functional movement, guys. This is something we do every day. We pick up a newspaper. We pick up something from the floor. We move our body. And now notice Brooke's going a little bit more of a rotation, like you're swinging a golf club almost. If you're a golfer, you're very familiar with this type of movement. Good job, you guys. Sylvia, Shirley, great job, Shirley. Excellent job. And I'm going to do some deep breathing with you guys. Let's go ahead and get to a place where you can be nice and strong. I'm going to have you stand. Okay, guys. Now, imagine Brooke's going to be standing here. Okay. I just want you to raise your arms above your head. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Well done, you guys. Great job today. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This workout is something that, again, this is about a 5-minute workout. It's something that you can do anytime, anywhere. Again, the water bottle serves as our little weight, right? And it just provides us with a little bit of additional resistance.